All right. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Sunday night, everybody. Oh, this is such an easier hairdo than the other one. How's everybody doing? Tell me where you're from and what time it is where you're at. Howdy from Lubbock, Texas. Patrick Scott Curry. Patrick, you got the most incredible name in the world. I don't know if you know that or not. Ruben, how you doing, buddy? Miami in the house. Chris Najarro. Sofia Del Villar. Interesting. Chris Najarro. You remember the Najarro player that used to play in the NBA? He was, I think he was the first Mexican player. You probably would know who he is since you've got the same last name as his. So I apparently, the house I'm in right now, he built this house. Many, many years ago, he built this house. And I ran into him the other day in Neiman Marcus. I pulled him aside. I said, hey, wait a minute. I bought your house. He said, you're the guy that bought my house? I said, yeah. He says, you know what? I paid for it 15 years ago. I said, I heard. I said, man, you built this entire place that's so big and tall. The guy's 6'8". So anyways, you just reminded me of him. I ran into him last week, or maybe a couple weeks ago at Neiman Marcus, Najarro. John Roberts, hey Patrick, a.k.a. Blue Eyes. Oh, there you go. We got Blue Eyes here live with us. Make you blue eyes, huh? We got Bradley Cooper. Okay, we got Australia in town. How you doing, man? Becky, I'm doing good. Timeshare Queen in the house. Okay, good. Good stuff. Molak Singh, I was waiting for you, Pat. I was trying to do it on time here, but we got Armin Tatians, Mr. Sharp, dressed with us. Okay, so guys, we have some time here. Lead the way, tag your peers, other entrepreneurs who every single time we do this, afterwards they say, I wish I would have known, I was to be on time, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, tag your peers as well who are also entrepreneurs wanting to join us here to get on, but lead the way with questions. I'll go through them and some of the questions I'll pick and I'll address, and we can do this for a good 20, 25 minutes. Questions get better. Who knows? Maybe we'll go 30 minutes. I don't know. It's all based on the questions that you give me. So we have people from Mumbai. We have OKC, Tucson. All right. So who's got any questions about entrepreneurship? Lead the way. By the way, I'm going to have an announcement with you guys. So you'll be the first to know about the announcement I'm going to make to you today, which is about a new book that's coming out this week, which I'm excited about. Any bad weather up that way? Here in Houston was pretty bad. Let's just put it through this way. I took a picture of, I was at Whole Foods. The lightning was so bad, it shut down the entire lights at Whole Foods. And I took the video of it. I've never seen lightning like this in my life. It literally hit right outside the parking lot of Whole Foods. Internet, phone, electricity, everything was wiped out for some time. So I was impressed by it. So you're saying the secret to staying up and positive 24/7. You know, that's a very good question. I answered that question a few weeks ago to somebody, and I'll try to explain it to you in a way that'll make sense to you. I don't think anybody can stay positive 24/7. And let me explain to you what I mean by this. I don't think anybody can stay positive 24/7. I think it's the lifespan of the negativity that is not longer for the people that become successful. Let me explain. For instance, let's just say I'm on a phone call, okay, and I'm making this phone call and I'm talking to this person here and they reject me. I'm not interested. Okay, great. How do I feel? I don't feel good about it. Let's just have a client that today, 3 calls I made, they all said they're not interested. 2 of my appointments canceled, and my big sale that I had that was going to make me $20,000 completely changed their mind. Went with a competitor. I am absolutely furious. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it at all. I am negative. I'm completely upset. I'm annoyed. I'm just in a bad mood. Now, here's the difference. A person who becomes successful, that state of negativity lasts 6 minutes, maybe lasts 3 minutes, maybe lasts a minute. The average person that doesn't make it in business, it lasts the whole day. Believe it or not, for some it lasts a week, some even lasts a month. And for many, because of that, even they completely give up on their dreams and entrepreneurship. They completely give up on the whole thing. Just because I can't believe that person said, you know what, I'm just not made to do this business. All my appointments canceled today. And that big client I was expecting $20,000 was going to cover my late car payment that I had for 2 months of my office rent. And I had to pay this person off, and my assistant was expecting money. I've been late to her salary for the last 3 weeks. I'm not meant to be an entrepreneur. Boom. Dwell. And they stay into it. So your challenge as an entrepreneur to control the state of mind and ask yourself, man, the negativity this time only lasted 7 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Normally it lasts a whole day. Man, me going into a negative town lasted only 3 minutes. I'm getting much better at this. Man, this thing lasted it ruined my complete day. I can't have that happen to me. Self-awareness. So positivity is a byproduct of being self-aware of yourself and your habits and what gets you in a bad mood immediately. So this is how I do it, just so you know. Let's just say I get into a bad mood. And if you really study it, you would be amazed how pathetic it is on what things we allow to get us in a bad mood. So time out. Why am I in a bad mood? Stop everything. Why am I in a bad mood? I'm in a bad mood. What causes feeling right now? I'm just irritated with somebody right now. What happened with this? So I was irritated because this person that I sent the text message to, they didn't respond back. And they didn't respond back. Why am I up? Because this person I called, they didn't call. And that person said that this didn't work out. I got the ticket. What are you upset about? You got the ticket. Okay, you were driving fast. But so when you pause and you go process it, you'll come back and then you're able to release it and say, can you do anything about it right now? No, move on. Let's go to the next thing. Okay, Samana Irani asked, do I ever come to Vancouver? I do. I do come to Vancouver. Never in a bad mood, Elizabeth. Okay, well, more power to you. Apparently, Elizabeth, you can walk on water, and we're proud of you, buddy, sister. But I can tell you, you are better than I am. How do we go about hiring the best possible sales team? How do we go about, Anoop, can you tell me a little bit more about your company, and then post the same question again? I'll come back to you. Do you believe that following you on every single media platform can give, do you believe that following you, I don't understand that question, Xavier. Do you think a business can grow too fast? What is the healthy growth percentage? Do I think a business can grow too fast? Depends on what type of a business. I'll explain to you what I mean. If the type of a business that grows too fast requires a lot of funding, yes, of course. Now, if the type of a business that grows too fast is predicated based on a sale that you've already received the money, for instance, in transportation, if you're in the transportation business, if you do 2,000 loads in a month, you need to pay your salespeople, but you don't get your money from the trucking company 30, 60, 90 days later. So imagine, let's just say we just made 1,000 sales this month. I have to pay my sales guys $400 a pop. 1,000 times $400, that's $400,000. I don't have $400,000 in my checking account. And I'm not going to get the $1 million that I'm supposed to get from my transportation companies or the companies that contracted me. I'm not going to get that for 30, 60, 90 days. It could be Walmart, Target, whoever it is. I'm not going to get that for 90 days. So if I sell like that again next month and the next month, I'm going out of business. Make sense? Now, if you look at real estate, can I grow too fast? I recruit 30 real estate agents and we sell 50 properties within 90 days in a month, and we get the check and then we pay it out. That's totally fine. So growing too fast is all on the industry that you're growing too fast in. If you're growing too fast in the wrong industry, you have a problem. And then if in the technology world, it's about storage. It's about, you know, if the site, like I remember when the Life of an Entrepreneur video went viral and it got 20 million views within a week. My site on any given second had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people on the site. It kept crashing. We didn't have a strong website, so we had to change hosting companies, and now we're with a very, very strong hosting company, because now we have people that visit the website from 220 to 240 different countries. And last month was the biggest ever visiting. PatrickBayDavid.com. I've never had that much traffic in a single month to the website. And so we don't have that problem anymore, crashing. So now we are prepared, especially after this last week. I did a video. It's going to come out August 1st when we did this video. It's going to be me. I want you to visualize this. It's me dressed in 3 different personalities, all in one video. It is going to be unbelievably funny, to the point, and we'll see how it's going to turn out. We really liked how it came out. We'll see how that'll come out, but you know, that'll come out August 1st. So going back to the industry, it all depends on the industry on growing too fast. So, okay, good info, man. I love watching your shows on Sunday. What are secrets to hiring successful and effective? Okay, thank you. Salesforce, we are third generation digital marketing company based in Mountain View that is looking for customer service subscribers. See more. I want to see more so I can write the ideas. Okay, what are secrets to hiring? Okay, so Anoop, hiring a powerful and effective sales force. It's not necessarily the sales force you're looking at. You're looking at recruiting a if you're asking a question like that means you're not a good salesperson. I'm just talking in the open. Because if you're a great salesperson, then you're a great sales manager, then you're a great sales leader, then it's just sales. I mean, you're depending on if it's commission, salary, draw, how you're paying out, you're just going to go and, typically whether it's word of mouth or online advertising, many people do it different ways. My best salespeople I ever recruited were all through word of mouth. All of it was through word of mouth and social media. So if you are not good in sales, you know the answer to that question, then you need a real strong sales leader. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Because great salesmen and saleswomen typically are attracted to a very, 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 very good sales leader. If you're a very good sales leader, you'll attract anybody because people want to learn from a strong personality that's going to teach them how to get results in sales. And if you can do that, then you're good to go. So maybe ask me the question after what I stated, help me clarify, and I'll give you more feedback afterwards. Any advice for someone starting out in e-commerce? Marco, you got to be more specific than that. Jose, can I make a good profit selling my own t-shirt clothing? Jose, that's a great question. The t-shirt business is a very, very competitive business. With that being said, it's all on a niche. Like, what is your t-shirt company? Are you doing it with funny quotes? Are you doing it with a brand? Is it a good quality t-shirt? Are you going for Nordstrom's market? Are you going for Macy's market? Are you going for the Walmart market? Are you going for the door-to-door? Are you going in the streets to hustle the t-shirts? I don't know what the product and what the marketing aspect of it is. Just know this. Here's what I will tell you. Think about the saying. The saying is that everything's been done under the sun, right? You ever hear that saying? Everything's already been done under the sun. Okay. Cars were made a long time ago, okay? Long time ago. How did Elon Musk take one of the oldest, industries that no one's even wanted to compete with in cars because they can't? Anybody and everybody that's come out with cars have gone out of business. No one even touches the car market after so many millionaires and decamillionaires lost everything they had when they decided to go into cars. What does Musk do? He comes, he has a great story, and look what he does. The t-shirt business is a very, very difficult business. A very, very, very difficult business. But if you got a good story and a good strategy and a good marketing behind it, then you have a shot at it. So again, you got to really do some soul searching to find out what you're really doing and be honest with yourself if it is unique and different from the rest. Ben Peterson, overcome the speed bumps. Life going to be what people say about smart work. Okay, where did your hair go? I got a haircut, Austin. You like it? Some people like it. Some people don't like it. You have no idea how much easier it is. It saves me 6 minutes a day. 6 minutes a day, no gel. We opened a retail store. Okay, Clayton Chan. We opened a retail store. We're waiting for our product to come in or arrive in the next 2 months. So we don't have a lot of product in the store right now. Should we still do a lot of marketing or wait till the marketing's coming? Clayton, if you did marketing, what are you going to market for, right? And you don't really have anything to market for. So wait till you have a product that you can show. For instance, if you do have a product to show, like let's just say you say, I have a product. This is the product. Let me tell you, so you can show me. This is the product. This product will be coming out August 1st, and we're doing the pre-sale right now at 40% discounted rate. But when it comes out, the prices, then that's fine. You can do that if you have something to show for it. If you don't have something to show for it, then that's fine. If it's a type of a product that me as a consumer need to have it right away, then I have to have the product now. But if it's a product that I don't have to have right away, then you can delay it. I don't know what type of a product you have for me to give you a fully specific answer. Your explanation was a little bit vague, so I don't know the product. Salman Khan, if you were a startup entrepreneur and if your company ran out of capital, what would you do? Again, that's another loaded question, guys. I'm really looking for some specific questions. What's your trend? I mean, that's really it. What's your last 90 days look like? What's your last 6 months look like? Is it looking like this? Is this what it's looking like? Or is it looking like this? If it's looking like this, I'm not going to give you capital. So always ask yourself this question. Right now, I'm disrupting. What we're trying to do as a company is to disrupt the life insurance and the financial industry. okay? So I have to go out there with what I'm doing. I have to sit with people and ask them to potentially cut a check for a very big amount, $1 billion, whatever the check is that we're asking for. Okay. In order for that to happen, I need to ask myself the question, if I were them, would I open my checkbook and do something with that? If I'm a shyster and I say yes because I'm a shyster, I can say anything to anybody to do anything with me, people can read through the shyster part. If I'm honest with myself and I say I wouldn't do it, then people are not going to do it. Typically, you know the answer to the question, Salman, if somebody would be investing into your company to get the capital or not, because I don't know what it's looking like on your trend of your business. Zain Khan, I'm 20 years old, I just got licensed as a real estate agent. What's the best advice you can give me? Zain, I've said this for the last 14 years, and I'll give it to you as well. I met a real estate guy who was a regular guy. Within 3 years, he was making $500,000 a year income in real estate. Younger guy, mid-20s. And I asked him how he did it. He gave me the most incredible answer. He says, look, I chose a community with the average price of a home that I wanted. And I wanted 5 homes in that community. I wanted 500 homes in that community. So stay with me. I just got a call. I want to make sure I go back so you can hear everything I said. This guy was young. He was making $500,000 a year. And he told me he chose a community of 500 homes. With these 500 homes, the price point of the homes was a price point that he was looking for. He was looking at the range of $500,000 to $800,000 house is what he was looking for. What he did is he took a route he created, specific, look how detailed this was. He took a route of the houses, okay, the 500 homes, and he went to every single house with the 500 homes. And every single house, this was his line, okay, this was his line. He says, hi, I'm Patrick B. David. I'm the local realtor. I just wanted to introduce myself to you to ask you if you had any plans of selling your house or buying a new house anytime soon. No, we don't have any plans. No problem. Here's my business card. I am your what? Local realtor. Keyword, local realtor. He said, I went after round one, walked. He knew this was going to be work. He knocked on every single door. He said, by the time he came around the 5th time around, now look at this, 5th time, that's 2,500 times. He says, by the time I came on the 5th time around of knocking people's door, everybody said to me, oh, honey, look who it is. It's the local realtor. So he says, when people decided to buy a house or they wanted to sell their house, they said, honey, why don't we just call the who? The local realtor. And he says, next thing you know, everybody in the community started calling me. Then with those 500 homes, people started to introduce me to people that were outside of the 500 homes I was targeting. But the next thing I started making $500,000 a year income. Will you go through 2,500 doors, Zain Khan? I don't know if you will. He did, and he makes a lot of money at a young age. He's got a very, very good life. So there it is there for all. By the way, if you know anybody in real estate, tag them and tell them to go to minute 16 and to listen to this part if they're in real estate. All right, Romoir, how to choose a good mentor. Rom, I did a video on that. You may want to go online and actually that's exactly the title. It was titled, How to Choose a Good Mentor. That's exactly the title of video I did. So go watch that video. It'll explain to you how to choose a good mentor. I'll give you a quick snapshot of it. I like trifectas as mentor. I think there's a lot of, I was about to say a different word, but I was going to, there's a lot of fake mentors. There's a lot of, coaching's become a big business, and I'm honestly not a fan of this whole coaching thing that's taking place, but it is what it is. I hear a lot of people saying, I'm getting into the coaching business and they're making 60 grand a year. So I'm like, how are you going to coach people? Well, I have a system that I pay $10,000 to learn how to coach people. I'm like, let me tell you something. If I'm hiring somebody to coach me, I'm hiring somebody that's doing very, very, very well for themselves, or they've made a lot of money for themselves. I'm not hiring somebody that's just going to tell me what to do. Because I went to a coaching school. So he says, no, this is the best coaching school I went to. I said, I don't care what school you go to. I'm going back to high school or university again because, being taught on business by professors in universities who have never ran a business before. They could tell me, they could read, anybody can read every single book on coaching, okay? You can read every single book on fighting, but you've never gone to a fight. A person who's gone into 200 street fights but's never read a single book on fighting is going to teach me 1,000,000 times more than what you're going to teach me with all the books you read on fighting. Trifectas are people that have 3 things going for themselves. 1, theory. They have theories, okay? Lowest level of mentors are theory. These are people that only have read books. So there are a lot of college professors who've never experienced, but they've only read books and they teach business. That's not the type. That's the lowest level mentor, just so you know that. Second one is experience. Let me tell you what experience is. Experience is somebody to say, like, look at Steve Kerr played with Michael Jordan. Steve Kerr's not Michael Jordan. He has theory and he has experience playing with Michael Jordan, okay? So he can talk to Curry and say, here's how Mike was. He can talk to Klay Thompson and say, here's how Mike was. And the highest level is application. Whatever the theory is, they've worked with an incredibly successful person in the past before that they learned from, and then they became successful. If you can meet a mentor with those three, that's the type of person you want to have around you for as long. Don't ever lose great mentors, by the way. They're very hard to find. Don't ever lose great mentors. Don't rub them the wrong way, because they will literally check out and go on somebody else. Because if you don't respect the mentor's time, believe me, they catch on pretty quickly and they move on. That was so good. Okay, Chris Torres. How does a new business and marketing target and establish business other than calls? How does a new business marketing target and... Chris, why don't you be more specific? Why don't you guys ask me specific questions? How do you get better as a salesperson? So that's a great question. So typically, actually, you know what? I could probably do a video on that. So why don't we make the video here together, and then I'll make notes and make the video in the next few weeks. How do we become better in sales? Okay, so let's break it down. So you and I, you're a good friend of mine. I know who you are. I've never met you, but we've spoken many, many times on Facebook before. One, it's different dimensions when it comes down to sales. One is how to, okay? So how to sell, how to ask questions, how to present, how to close, how to do all this other stuff, okay? Very simple. Two is your identity. Do you believe that you are a good person to do business with? Your identity. Do you believe in you? Because I'm going to feel it. If you don't believe in you, I'm going to feel it when I look at your eyes as a customer. I'm just going to feel it immediately. If I don't, look, you're okay, that's right. Pretty face, right? Okay. How many men have asked you out, and the way they asked you out, you sensed a lot of weakness in them? Think about that, okay? Have you ever had a guy ask you out and you said to yourself, oh my God, this is dangerous. He's way too confident in himself. Has that ever happened to you? Okay. That's exactly how the customer needs to feel. The customer needs to say, this person is unbelievably confident. Not arrogant, not cocky. People don't like that, but confident. Okay, so that's identity. The other one is you believing in the product that you're selling. One of the biggest things that we don't even put a lot of weight into is that most people don't even believe in the product that they're selling. So if you don't believe in the product that you're selling, you need to go sell yourself on the product that you're selling and convince yourself the product that you're selling is a worthy product for other people to buy. That's a very, 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 very critical thing to keep in mind. The other part to keep in mind is competency. Competency is, do you know everything about your product? Do you know everything about your product? Are you competent about the product? Do you know the ins and outs of your product? Do you know how this thing works? Do you know what to do with it? Do you know all that other stuff? Do you know exactly how this product works? Can you answer every single question about the product? Okay, try to reconnect. Am I still on? Okay, it was about to disconnect me. The other one is people skills, like human. How do you connect with people, right? Because it's very important. If you're selling to people, you got to know how to connect with people as well. How do you connect with people? Do you feel it when I go like this, what this means? By the way, look at that shirt right there. Tell me that's not the most incredible shirt in the world. Entrepreneur. What is this sign? What is this sign? What does this sign mean? What does this sign mean? This sign means I want you to go home, okay? This sign means I'm not interested. If it's a phone call, I'm not interested. I'm annoyed right now. Why are you doing this to me, right? You got to know those types of things when you're selling. And if I could tell you one thing about sales, I wish I knew how to pronounce your name properly. I would say Zaid Owen, but I'm probably off. If you can help me out with your pronunciation, private message me, because we talk regularly in Facebook. Not regularly, but you send me messages quite regularly. Have fun with it. Really have fun with it, because people ask me, what's the most important skill set to learn? I always say sales is the most important skill set to learn. There's a video that's going to be coming out that we did this week. It's called 11 Things Millionaires Master. and I'm going to talk about that video. It's a video that gets very, very specific. But have fun with the game of sales. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think too many times people look at customers as a commission check. I have to pay my mortgage payment. If I don't sell this person, that's a $700 check. If I don't sell them, don't look at people at a commission check. Just look at the person as I'm helping them out. And let me try to see if I can figure out a solution for this person. And if I can figure the solution out for this person, then I'm good to go. Like for me, when I'm recruiting somebody to work with me, or if I'm trying to sell somebody to do business with me, the way I always process it is this. I ask myself, if I were them, would I do business with this cat? If the answer to that question is yes, I have such an easy time selling you. I have such an easy time recruiting you because I just answered the most difficult question, which is what? If I were you, would I do business with this guy? And if you can answer that question confidently, you're ahead of the game. So hopefully that answers your question for you. How do I pick the business? This is Kayla. How do I pick the business I want to start while staying away from the dangerous MLM companies I can sell, I can manage, but I want to work for myself? How do I pick the business? Kayla, I did a video that was called 3 Steps to Creating Wealth. 3 Steps to Creating Wealth. Go look that up. Let's see if I can put that video here. Go look it up, 3 Steps to Creating Wealth on YouTube. And hopefully if you can find it, if you private message me, I'll find the video and send it to you. But that's a video you want to watch because the way I did it, Kayla, I took all industries, and what I did is I took all the industries and I asked myself about these industries, and I asked which one gave me the best life long term. So I always want to know what was the best life to have, what industry offered the best life. Anybody that I saw in real estate world, I saw certain things that I wasn't excited about. Now some people like that, but I wasn't excited about certain things in real estate. I looked at technology, I looked at telecommunication, I looked at so many, and then when I saw financial industry, I liked it because of the life it offered. I saw people that had been married for 35 years, healthy kids, traveled the world, made tens of millions of dollars, lived in nice homes, had money and savings. They were happy, they were peaceful, they had the right connections, right contacts. And I wanted a life like that. So you got to choose the industry and then ask yourself, whoever that person is 10, 20 years from now, what does their life look like? So you're almost interviewing people in that industry. I ask people, hey, doctor, what's your life look like 10, 15 years? Hey, dentist, what's your life look like? When I worked at Bally's, everybody that was selling memberships, that was asking them, what do you do? I'm an engineer. What does an engineer make after 10 years? About $125 per year. What did it cost to become an engineer? 8 years of schooling. What does 8 years of schooling cost? About $220,000. How do you feel about the life 10 years later? It sucks. I love it. I hate it. It's terrible. Too much politics. What are you going to make in your 20th? In your 20th, you should be making around 161. So how about your 30th? Your 240. I'm like, it's going to take me 30 years to make 240. That's 240 in 30 years. That's nothing. I'm not going to wait 30 years for 240. I want to make 240 in the next 2-3 years. So you're going to answer that question when you're processing it, and then you'll have an industry. And by the way, Kayla, this whole MLM things today was so interesting. What happened today? So I'm at Whole Foods and my son's in my lap, and we're not leaving. The car's right in front. We're not leaving because lightning striking literally in front of us. So this old man's like, sir, please, I beg you, don't take your son to the car. I'm like, okay. So I come back, he's 79 years old. So he says, who are you? What are you doing? I'm telling him all this stuff, the business, and just moved here 16 weeks ago, blah, 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 blah. I said, tell me about yourself. He says, I'm from Uganda, Africa, but he looks Middle Eastern. So he says, I'm from Uganda, Africa. So tell me about your family. How did you make your money? I'm married, I have kids. One of my kids is in New Jersey, works for a technology company. My daughter married a guy who now is living in UK. My other son is here himself, close to us, blah, 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 blah. Okay, excellent. How did you make your money? Oh, he says, at one point I owned 24 apartment complexes. I helped build Walmart, Target, Macy's. I had 6,600 acres of land that I built many different commercial properties on. So my wife and I made tens of millions of dollars. We don't need money anymore. I said, so what do you do now? He said, I'm 79 years old. I do multi-level. I said, do you do what? He says, I do. I'm like, I'm hearing so many boomers and seniors that are getting into that just to stay busy. So just know that that's purely a marketing philosophy. That's all that means. I'm just not a fan of a lot of these multi-level marketing companies out there because they take a product, like this product, let's just say is a nasal spray. So this costs $5 to make. They have to sell this for $50 to pay bonus, all this other stuff. I have a problem with that much markup. I have a very big problem with way too much markup. One, because the customer shouldn't be paying that much for a product. Two, because on eBay they can buy this for $6.99. So I have to compete with eBay for $6.99, and I don't want to do that. Many years ago, there was a company that was selling a juice that was Tahitian noni, all those. So they would come to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick and tired of hearing this. But they would come in with great people. It's $40 a bottle, $40 a bottle, 40. It's most amazing. Look, I look younger. Look at my wrinkles went away. My heart is just stronger. I'm bench pressing. I'm like, all this stuff. I'm like, I got it, guys. I totally got it. And then all of a sudden, Costco came out with the same product for $9.99. And everybody left the company. You know, it just completely went into shambles. So I like real products that you can't. I chose financial industry because if AIG sells an insurance policy for $40 a month, I can't mark up and sell it for $72 a month. I can only sell it for $40 a month. That's an honest product versus markup. Now that's just purely my opinion. Anybody can do whatever they want to do, but that's my opinion. You're going to have to make that same choice for yourself. Brian, what's a good book you recommend to become a better salesperson? The number one book ever I read on sales is How to Master the Art of Selling by Tom Hopkins. He's an old school real estate guy. In 1 year in Chatsworth, California, he sold 360 homes in a year. One a day is what he sold. Been to his house, good guy, very good in teaching how to sell. There's a lot of great motivational speaker sales. I'm not looking for motivational skills for selling. If I want a motivational speaker, I'll call Tony Robbins. I want a how-to sales guy, and Hopkins to me is on the top of my list. There are many great ones out there, but Hopkins on the top of my list, okay? Let's see, Xavier, following you on social media platform with all notifications turned on. Content can be considered online mentorship, considering all the valuable information you put out there. You're right, it can be. I agree with you. Ken, Patrick, my father is an entrepreneur. I meet him once since birth in 2013. What can I do to meet him again? Wow, that's a pretty deep question, buddy. Private message me. I need more info. Haha, that's right, Michael. Master closer in the house. We love strong personalities and do reach a yes. Do you invest in real estate? I do, but the way I make my money is in a completely different way. I'm glad to see you, young. Grant Cardone is a great person to follow for some nice haircut. Thank you, Nico. I'm going to create an app for the industry. I'm going to get me started. Invest with me. Okay. Best advice book on handling objections. Handling objections. Really get to the bottom of the objection. A lot of times people think the objection is what the objection is. Give you an idea with my wife and I. Perfect story on how my wife and I have 3 kids together. We've been married now. It'll be 7 years. Oh my gosh, it'll be 7 years next week. Okay. Shoot, just reminding myself it's anniversary. So my wife and I, we met June of 2002, okay? I was in a relationship. She was in a relationship. We would even double date. Me and my girl, her and her boyfriend. I liked her boyfriend a lot, and she liked my girlfriend a lot. And we'd go out, everything was good. My relationship didn't work out. Hers didn't work out. I moved on. I dated a couple other girls. She moved on, and she dated a couple other guys. One day, we're in Palm Springs, okay? And we're sitting there having dinner, and I asked her December 15th, 2007. December 15, 2007. So we're in Palm Springs, and she's sitting at the end of the table. So imagine if this is the table. She's sitting here, okay? Let me just show it to you in a different way. This is the table. Someone's sitting at the head. She's sitting here. I'm sitting here. So her and I are talking, but there's 3 people here between us. So I asked this guy to switch seats with me. So we switch seats. I go sit here, and I'm talking to her. And I said, so tell me, are you dating anybody right now? She says, no. I said, you're not. I thought you're dating somebody. She says, are you? I said, no, I just broke up with my girl 2 weeks ago. And she said, oh, I thought you guys were. I said, no, we're no longer together. Okay, great. I said, hey, what do you look for in a man? And she tells me what she's looking for in him. I'm looking for a guy that's driven and tall and, intense and is not too nice of a guy. He's somewhat strong and he'll stand up for what. I'm just like, either you're an incredible salesperson or that's really what you're looking for. Either way, I'm convinced. So we went down, we had a drink. I had a drink. She had a glass of orange juice. And the next day we had breakfast with a couple other friends. And then we're leaving. We're at Ruth Chris. And I said, listen, I need somebody to drive home with me because I don't want to drive by myself. It's late. She said, I'll drive with you. And I drove my Escalade. So we drove back. I've never driven this slow in my life. So we drive back. And I'm just asking her a bunch of questions. She's going to Houston tomorrow to go visit her family. So before she goes to Houston, I said, I want you to meet me at Jerry's Deli. She comes and meets me at Jerry's Deli. And she has no idea why she's meeting me at Jerry's Deli. I said, hey, listen, do you know why you're here? She said, yeah, because you want to coach me and mentor me. I said, I have no interest in coaching you and mentoring you. She says, what do you mean? I said, look, I like you and I think you like me too. And I want to date. I want us to go out and date. And she says, but we're friends. I said, I totally get it. But I think this can be a very special thing. She says, no, 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 no. She gets up and walks out on me. The next day she goes to Houston. You have no idea how furious I am. So I tell my dad, I said, hey dad, let me show you this girl on MySpace. Back then it was MySpace. Her song, I could tell you her song. Her song was Let the Drummer Kick. Who remembers that song? Let the drummer kick, let the drummer, if you remember that song. Anyway, make some of you guys make. I remember the song you guys make. So I'm like on the mic, I'm like, Dad, this is gonna be my wife. My dad's like, oh my God, everyone's your wife, Patrick. I said, no, you don't understand, this is my wife. He says, Patrick, you've been telling me everyone's your wife. You know, I said, okay, just relax. This is gonna be my wife. So I send her a message on MySpace. No, she sends me a message on MySpace and she says, look, I just want you to know, I really appreciate you asking me, but I'm just not in a good place and and I wish it was a different time maybe, but just right now times are bad. So at this point, my initial thing is she's not interested. How could you not be interested? I'm interested in you. So like, this is the part, like, this could really be something good. And so I'm rejected, okay? I'm a no because I feel rejected. Then I said, let me get to the bottom of this objection to see really maybe if she doesn't like, I don't want to be with somebody that you don't like me. I don't want to be with anybody who doesn't like me. So I sent a message and I said, listen, I understand the relationship part. I just came out of one as well. Aside from risk losing our friendship, what other concerns do you have? Now listen to that question. You asked me, best advice, Dustin Walker, best advice on objections. I said, aside from risk losing our friendship, what other concerns do you have? And she says, 2 days I don't get a comment. This is December 23rd. 24th morning, I'm booking a flight to go visit her in Houston to just have lunch with her in Pasadena and fly back. Just as I'm about to book the flight, she sends me a message. She says, the last 2 days I've been thinking about that message. She says, honestly, aside from risk losing our friendship, I don't have any other concerns. I said, no problem. I said, I'm going to a Christmas event. I'll call you shortly. I called her. That was the 5.5-hour conversation. She came back on December 29th, was our first date at P.F. Chang's. And then after P.F. Chang's, I bought her a book the next day called 101 Questions to Ask Before We Get Engaged. A week later, we went through all the questions. And I pretty much know I was going to marry this girl. It was just about now testing. I pushed her a lot to see if she really wants to marry a driven, competitive, crazy entrepreneur like me. And I just, are you sure you want this life? Are you sure you don't want to marry a guy that's 9 to 5? Are you sure you're willing to put up with me working late and travel? Are you okay with that? How many days can you be away from me? Can you really handle me being gone for how many days? 1 day, 2 days, I can do 90 days. I guess if you're military. So, I mean, I got into it very clear. And then, boom, I married a girl and now we got kids. I went to the bottom of it. So the best advice I could tell you is, with sales, don't pay attention to what you think is the rejection. Get to the deeper reasoning on why they're saying no to you, and then build on that is what you want to do. Build on that is what you want to do. So hopefully that answers your question for you. I'll do 2 more questions and we'll make it a night, and I'm going to introduce, who knows, maybe I'll introduce you to my new book today. You'll be the first. I got a copy right here. I got a copy. I'll go through it real quick. Ready? Boom. I got a copy right here. You may be the first to know this. No one knows about my new book except the crowd here tonight may know about the new book first. Okay. How do you know you picked the correct product to represent entrepreneur sales if you don't make up something of your own? I don't know if I fully understand the question. How do you know pick the right product? I mean, sometimes a product picks you, you know. I know that sounds cliche and it sounds kind of hokey, but truly sometimes, like, you think a person selling life insurance from 6 years old, they're like, I've been so passionate about selling insurance and investments. No. In a Middle Eastern culture, when a kid is sitting there, they give him a ball, they give him, paper, and they give him, I don't know what, it's like 3 different things they give him. And a kid picks something. Oh, he's going to be a writer. Oh, he's going to be a doctor. Oh, he's going to be an athlete. Oh, he's going to be a writer. All this stuff. I mean, I didn't pick up a life insurance policy. Say, one day I'm going to sell more life insurance with AIG and Foresters than any other company in America and the world. No, that wasn't the case. So sometimes the product picks you lower. Laura Noel, I don't know if that's the answer you wanted to hear tonight on a Sunday night to put you to sleep thinking about that, but that's the answer I got for you. Okay. Of course, stores of business. I want a good question, man. I want to get a real good question, which I'd like to know. What are your top advice on leadership? And also, okay, let's talk about financial market in Manila. Okay, let's talk about leadership. How about we do that and we'll wrap it up? Okay, let's talk about leadership and wrap it up on leadership and send you guys up. That's the last question. Let's see who asked the question so we give you love here. Carlos Palma. He's got his Snapchat picture on his Facebook picture. By the way, if you don't follow me on Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat as well. I've been snapping away a lot lately, and I'm going to be involved a lot more on Snapchat. So if you're not following me on Snapchat, be sure to follow me on Snapchat. But let me get right into it. So leadership, what advice you can give me on leadership? So if it's you as the leader, then that's the other person. Keep in mind that anybody else that you're dealing with, developing leaders is one of the most annoying and rewarding things you'll ever do. Annoying because you don't control the speed, because everybody's different. Rewarding because when you see the final product and you had even this much of an influence on the results of it, it feels so incredible when you have somebody advance in life and do better in life and you influenced it positively in one way or another. But on yourself, let's talk about yourself. I had a conversation today with one of my leaders, and he actually just sent me a text message right now. He's listening in. And we talked about leadership a little bit. I said, two of the biggest liars, I posted this on Facebook last week. Two of the biggest liars to entrepreneurs are success and failure, right? Because when you make a lot of money, you think you're just so incredible and, you're just above everybody. And then when you fail miserably, you think you're terrible. And both of them are liars. Leadership to me is you constantly, I don't think there is a single position in the world more honorable than a leader. Not even a president. I don't think there's a single position in the world more honorable and worthy than a leader. Not one. And let me tell you, when I say leader, I mean leader all around. I'm talking all around every single way you lead in your life, your family, your friends, your peers, anyone you touch, restaurant you go to, business, faith, marriage, kids, in every possible way you're leading. There's nothing like being a leader. There's no greater high than being a leader yourself. I don't think there's a single one higher than a leader in what you're doing. You look at any company that's worth $1 billion or 100 million. You look at any major sporting team. You look at any church. You look at anything that grew extremely fast. You look at any city that got cleaned up with criminal crimes. You look at anything. You will always find one thing. There's someone in there that's a major leader. So you just got to find a leader. It doesn't matter where you look at. There's always somebody there that was a major leader. And the great thing about leadership that I'll tell you, and I'll wrap it up with this and send you guys off. Maybe a last question could be, I may highlight one part of it here and we'll wrap up, is most people, unfortunately, I don't know how to explain this for this to make sense. People think like those who make it and they make $1 million a year or 10 million a year, eventually they're worth 100, 200, 300, half, or even $1 billion. They think like they have something that's so different than the rest. It's not. Think about your most focused day. Ask yourself that question. Think about your most focused day, okay? Most focused day. Do you think your most focused day could compete with a millionaire's most focused day? What's your answer to that question? Let me ask that one more time. Do you think your most focused day, where you gave everything you have, you think that can compete against the most focused of a millionaire? What do you think the answer to that question is? Some of you guys may say no, but you know what the answer is? 100% yes. Here's the difference though. He does it every day. You only do it for one day or a week or 2 weeks or a month or 90 days. But he does it every day. That's your difference. And most people don't want to do that. Most people are just, they celebrate too early. They quit too early. They get discouraged too early. They're way too sensitive. They're way too soft. They just bitch too much. They complain too much. If one person says no, it's like the end of the world. If one person just, so, so if you're going to change, permanently change, don't change temporarily. If you're going to change positively in your life, do it permanently. Don't do it temporarily. Why do it temporarily? If you're going to make a decision to change something, do it permanently. And mark my way, I know I'm getting all this love right now, all this love that you guys are giving me right now. Here, it's great. I love the fact that you're giving love because that means you're reacting to what I'm telling you. But do it. Actually do that. There is no difference between you and I. Somebody talked to me. He says, Pat, when I listen to you speak, it's scary right now. You didn't talk like this 10 years ago. I said, dude, I told you 10 years ago, read 8 damn books a month. I've been telling you this for so long. And for 10 years, I've been doing it and you didn't do it. Of course you can't think like I think right now because you didn't read the books. What do you mean, why am I thinking like I'm a genius? Pat, when you talk, it sounds like you're a genius, like you're on a whole different world. No, you look around here. My desk is always a mess with books everywhere. So I'm trying to feed this damn mind. I'm trying to get this thing to be elevated. Who says you can't do that? Who says you can't turn on the TV and do that? Who says you can't walk around with this in your ear that even when you're going into the bathroom, there's an audiobook you're listening to? Who says you can't do that? Who says when you go in the elevator, you can't be listening to an audiobook? Who says you can't do that? Who says that stuff? No, it's just you don't want to do that. And those that do it, capitalism is a basic mathematical formula. 2 plus 2 is 4. And the great thing about capitalism is multiplication. It's not addition. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is what? 12. But 2 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. 64, 12. Who wins 64? Because it's multiplication. Capitalism works. But most people don't make capitalism work because they go, stop, boom. You start back here again. Go, stop, start back here again. So I'm trying to explain leadership, but I'm going into a whole different part where, we have an entrepreneur tour that's going on right now. We just launched an entrepreneur tour, and I chose 6 speakers that's going on the tour. Each of these 6 speakers are killers at what they do. One of them is Jonathan Mason. I don't know if he's on tonight or not. John, if you're on, tag yourself. He's speaking in, I don't know where he's speaking. I think he's speaking in Orange County. He'll be speaking in San Diego. He'll be speaking in Arizona and New Mexico is where he's speaking. Then we have Matt and Sheena Sapala. They made around $90,000. They did very good last month. On track for 7 figures. They're speaking in LA, Bakersfield, Palmdale, Ventura, and I think I'm missing one. Rancho Cucamonga maybe is where they're speaking. Then we chose Jason Graziani. Jason Graziani will be speaking in Miami, Jacksonville, South Carolina, I believe Atlanta. And then we have George Palada that will be speaking in Chicago, Indiana, and Reading. All these guys are successful. And the message on this tour is I got a big RV and we wrapped it and there are pictures on it. And it's called Vote 1099. Vote 1099. Why Vote 1099? Listen, our goal is to inject the spirit of capitalism and free enterprise and entrepreneurship into anybody we touch. Anybody we touch. Anybody we touch. We want to inject the spirit of capitalism and entrepreneurship in them. And inspire as many people to go from W-2 to 1099. 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 Why W-2 to 1099? Because I know what it is to be W-2, and I was W-2 for a very long time, and I know what it is to be 1099. And I've seen people who go from W-2 to 1099 who do it the right way, and their life changes. And the same goes with you. If you choose to do that yourself, your life changes as well. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that tour taking place. For some of you guys that want to be a part of it, just go online and type in, I think, our website, vote1099.com. All the info is on vote1099.com, vote1099.com. All the info is on there. But let me launch you the book real quick here right now, guys. And I'll put the link for those of you guys. And I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'll be announcing this most likely on Tuesday when I do the launch. So stay tuned for the launch of the book. but many of you guys keep asking me about being personally mentored and getting a phone call and all this other stuff. I won't be able to personally mentor anybody outside of the people that I'm already mentoring permanently, but I will offer a random raffle that I'll do on a video with anybody who buys the book and posts a review. I will do that with anybody who buys the book and posts a review. And so you got to stay tuned for that. Let me see if I can put a picture of the, I'll put it here, the link, so you can see it. Okay, there we go. I just posted it. New book coming out is called The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. It is here. The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. This gets launched Tuesday. The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. You literally can finish this book in one sitting. The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. I got 2 other books that I'm working on with major publishers that'll be coming out in the next 12 to 18 months, because those are major projects. But this was a book that I chose to come out with. Tom Ellsworth, my buddy of mine, Tom. It's called Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Seconds. Be the first to buy. No one's yet bought it first. This is the first time I'm even launching it. If you go on the link and purchase the book yourself, you'll see the fact that no one's purchased the book yet. We literally just got the confirmation from Amazon to launch this book, The Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. So many times people try to ask, it's the life of an entrepreneur, and I want to be an entrepreneur so bad. And I say, do you really want to have the life of an entrepreneur? Because if you want to have the life of an entrepreneur, go for it. And in the book, we talk about the life of an entrepreneur. So if you haven't purchased it, go buy the book. For some of you guys that are big followers of Valuetainment, buy 10 copies, 20 copies, 30 copies, give them away to peers and people that you have that are working with you, that are also entrepreneurs. Encourage other people to also go buy the book. We will be doing a stronger launch, because right now you can't get the copy yet. They're going to ship it out on Tuesday or Wednesday. So you'll be one of the first to get the copy of Life of an Entrepreneur in 90 Pages. And the way I'm going to be doing the raffle that I'll do, I'll give more details on this on Tuesday. You got to buy the book, post a review on Amazon, buy the book, read the book, post a review on Amazon, private message me the post that you left on Amazon, then your name goes into a raffle. And on a Facebook mention, I'm going to show everybody's name that's going to go in a raffle. I'm going to pull it. And those names that I pull, I'm going to say how many. You get a private 30-minute phone call that you and I will have a call together. So stay tuned for that. I'll be announcing more of the details on Tuesday. So be sure when there's a Tuesday Facebook mentions to get on the Facebook mentions that we have on Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but it's definitely going to happen next couple of days. Anyways. Hey, many of you stuck around for a long time. Typically, people can stick around for 30, 40 minutes. We want a little longer here today, but launch was made. And I know all this stuff is being built up for a major revolutionary, world-changing announcement I'll be making in August. But till then, this was one of the announcements I was going to make to you here this week. With that being said, guys, go have an incredible rest of the month, in the month of June. And we'll do this again Sunday night, same time. Another one we'll do Tuesday or Wednesday to launch the book as well. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.